Hello everyone, how are you doing this full moon? I feel like I have more energy than usual, which is great. And I have the pleasure to review the Jacques Vieville complete package from Artisan Tarot. This is a review copy, so thank you so much, Artisan Tarot, for sending me this. The parcel took quite a bit to arrive here in Poland, longer than we expected, but it's finally here and I will be showing you everything. So this is what you get in the complete package, and this is something additional that I got that I know not much about, so I will just tell you what is the description on their page. So this is fourth and fifth pentacles of Mercury, and it is used for fostering understanding, wisdom, and hidden knowledge. The fifth pentacle is used to metaphorically open and reveal pathways, doors, and all available options. So this is it. It's very pretty with Hebrew inscriptions, which unfortunately I cannot read. But now the complete package. So there is, of course, the deck. There is the... Oh wait, I took the wrong pin. I knew there was something wrong with this one. This is the right pin. So I don't know if you're aware, but Artisan Tarot has a pin designed for each deck that they publish. So as you can see, this is the logo and this is the pin. It's like the motif is taken from the deck. That was a fail. And also you can tell this is the dodal back of the card. Whatever am I thinking? Yeah, because I've been playing with these gadgets before doing the review, and so I mixed them up simply. So yeah, this is the pin, this is the deck, and this is the pouch that I will, at the end, I will test how it fits. In the description it says that it fits snugly so that the cards don't get too much wear from being carried around. And so I will have a lot to talk about with this deck. The backs, interestingly, are the same as for the Noble Tarot. This is the deck restored from the only surviving copy from 1650, and it is not exactly a Tarot de Marseille. It resembles Tarot de Marseille, but it really isn't, because it differs a lot. Also, it is possible that many of the images are flipped like in the mirror. So it is possible that the only surviving copy was actually a fluke. But we'll get to this. So, first of all, you see that the coloring is done really nicely, really interestingly, because it has these shades here. What's interesting about the Vieville Tarot is that it doesn't have titles for the études. However, there are titles hidden in the deck, and I will talk about it later. So this is our butler, the juggler, the papesse. Also the numbers are there, except of course for the Fool, but they are they seem to be added as an afterthought, just crammed into the design. Not, they don't have their own space like in many other decks. The Empress, I must tell you, for me, she looks like a creepy creature from a horror movie. Like this smile, these eyes are just, oh my God. I would be scared of her. And there is like a gnome, kind of benevolent emperor. See at the shades here. I find it really pretty. Then the Pope, and he has some weird like idols here. I don't know, but they have really funny faces. I really love them. Then it looks like short hair was in style, because all of the people here have short hair, no wreaths. And the foot of the lover is so weird. It looks like a monkey foot. But, well, look at the feet of the angel. Then, Justice is actually numbered 7. And the Chariot is number 8. Just look at that face. Oh my goodness. I think if I were to pick a historical deck that is the best candidate for a horror story, it would be this one. Also, for me, this charioteer looks like a woman, actually. Well, the features, the mole, I suppose the mole is just an accident, but the features look more feminine to me, plus these breastplates here. What do you think? Also, the horses have faces. This is not a regular feature for such decks. So this is 1650, so it is a pretty old deck. Then we have Strength or Force, and as you can see, she is flipped to what we are used in regards to what we are used to. Again, look at the shading. So pretty. And this Wheel of Fortune is just hilarious. I mean, honestly, what is this? What is this? I love it. It looks like it grows out of the wheel. And this possibly donkey-ish creature also looks like a part of the wheel. This is so, I can imagine this giving you a lot of interesting interpretations while you are reading. Then the Hermit, also flipped. And the Wheel of Fortune as well, possibly flipped. Then I would say they went even further with the flipping, because for me it looks like it should be like this. I don't care for this, because first of all it seems like added afterwards. And also in some decks you do see 12 written like IIX, not XII. So yeah, he has those funny curls like those other people on the Lover card. And the Death card is just stunning. I mean, I love him, or her actually, it's L'Amour. Gorgeous. This scarf here and this smile. Oh my goodness, this is just... And the limbs. And also seeing that we only get part of the face, and also the skull touches the border. It's possible that the images were also like refitted, like cut a bit, made smaller. Just a thought. But I love this flower. Usually you don't get a flower on a death card. Then again, Temperance. You know this feeling when you're talking and talking, recording, thinking you're recording, and then it turns out that your camera is off. So this happened to me just right after the death card. So my memory on my phone ran out. So I will have to be funny and observant once again. Let's see how it goes. So we have Temperance here. She has wings, but here on this staff and on her head there is a crown. And what's different than the image that we know from the Marseille Tarot, she's pouring this liquid into a standing chalice, pot, something, because her other hand is busy. Now, the Devil card, I love it so much. This is this traditional old school devil with faces all over his body and and fire coming out of his mouth. I love it. It's such a cool image of the devil. Then instead of House of God that we know from Tarot de Marseille, we have the lightning here. And how do we know it's a lightning? We know it from other decks and also from the poem that I mentioned before. So we have a guy, probably a shepherd with his herd here, and the tree. And over the tree there is the cloud, and he's like worried. He's looking up, expecting the lightning to hit the tree under which he's hiding. So this is a dangerous situation for sure. The star. There is no naked lady here, but an astronome with like a measuring tool in his hand, and he's a bit cross-eyed too, so he's trying to focus really hard on his task. And there is this fancy tower here, maybe observatory or something like that. Then the moon card is also different from what we know from Tarot de Marseille. There are no wolves or dogs here. There's a woman spinning. And it turns out that we know this image from tarot decks. Most often it appears on the sun card. Here it is on the moon card. And what's important about the image of a spinning woman is that not only the distaff and spindle are an emblem of a woman, but also they are they are tools related to traditional female magic. So it really fits the moon card, I would say. And here on the sun card we see a rider that is very similar to the one that we know from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Maybe Pamela Colman-Smith was inspired by this deck. Maybe some other with a similar image. But anyway, on Tarot de Marseille usually we have two people without a horse. Now there is the Judgment card. And I wanted to show you there is this cute little church with this little cross here and a kind of a town in there. And the face of the angel is just precious. And look how they fit the 20 number into this blob here. And lastly, we have a hairy Christ surrounded by the 4 traditional creatures / animals. And the lion has the most nasty face ever, like nyahaha. And the bull here. What is different to Tarot de Marseille? Usually the bull lacks the halo, and here all of the 4 creatures have a halo, and the bull is pretty pissed off. I wouldn't mess with him. So now I will quickly go through the pips because there is also this poem to talk about, so this video will be long. The style of the pips reminds me of the Jean Dodal tarot or the Pierre Payen. The flowers and such are not really subtle, but pretty sturdy. Then there is the Ace of Swords, and as you can see, this is also flipped because normally the hand comes from the left side, and similar with other cards, so probably they were simply mirrored. The court cards also don't have titles, but we can recognize them for the symbols and how they look like. I'm scared of the court cards. Look at those tiny feet and this huge head here. This is again horror material for me. The Knight of Swords has a really fancy looking... I have this feeling that in some regards this deck is very decorative. Like, look at this horse's outfit and the feathers in its mane and this lion here. There is so much going on here. Then the Queen with a troubled face. Again, the feet are so tiny and have lovely pattern. I mean, the shoes and the huge head of the king. So they have the same postures that we know from Tarot de Marseille, and clothes more or less are also the same, but they are flipped. Then batons. Cute. So these are like sturdy flowers. And the ace. Like it looks like it's an oak branch because of the leaves here. And I like how geometric this cloud is. It's so different. Okay, then again, I'm scared of the page of batons. Eek. The knight again is fancy, and look at this coloring and this shading. And there's this blue, and it's turning into this beige color. How lovely! Oh, the queen is smiling, and she doesn't have a wreath like a laurel leaves wreath. It's a bit different. And the king, what a pose. You know who he reminds me of? This this prince from Shrek. You know, I don't know what he was called, something starting with F. Do you remember him? It's the same like posture and proportions of the body. I'm sorry, but this is just hilarious. I love it. Now, chalices or cups. Interesting color combination with the indigo and the gold of the chalices. There is nice grid pattern on the topmost chalice, interesting. Plus these flowers here, they usually don't appear in Terre de Marseille. The chalices, the cups are usually very cramped. What I mean, is on the 10 of cups. So we have a variation on the decorations. This looks more or less like antlers to me. Less than flowers. Look, there is more antlers. And beautiful shading again. So many colors. Grapes or berries. So many little things. Oh, and this card I will put aside. Usually here we have like a crest of the city where the deck was made, but here we have a text. So I will put this aside. Now, the Ace of Cups has these teeny tiny flags on top. Oh my God! Oh my God! Can you see this? This is just so terrifying. So terrifying. This Page of Cups is, he looks much less a romantic young man, more like a guy after a really rough night with a lot of cups. Well, he still has the flowers on his head. Are you terrified? Please tell me you're also terrified. Oh dear Lord. Look at the eyes of the horse. I mean, it looks like it doesn't have eyes. This is, it can be a Halloween deck, you know? Oh, but the queen is so pleasant. For a change, that's nice. And the cup in her hand is very elaborate. And instead of having this chair behind her, there is like a piece of cloth hanging, like maybe trying to hide her. Oh, the King of Cups is so strange. I'm sorry, I'm starting to sing, but this deck is just amazing. Yeah, so the pose is very much different to Terre de Marseille. And what's going on here? This is madness. Oh my God. Amazing, amazing. So, lastly, deniers. Coins. This one also looks like it's been cut here and there is more space here. Very nice grid pattern on the coins. Interesting. There is basically nothing on the shield. I usually put this card like with the coin on one coin on top, just my preference because we really don't know. So this is Jacques Vieville à Paris, so from Paris, I suppose. And here we get the other. This is a very special Ace of Coins with the poem as well. And now the Page of Coins with the additional coin and these funny shoes that we know from the King of Batons, I believe. At least he is like looking benevolent. Then the knight is also kind of okay. Oh, the queen has a nice headdress with the leaves and flowers. And okay, be prepared for the last court card. I haven't seen it yet. Whew, okay, he's not too scary. That's nice. And he has, look, he's the king of coins, and he has this, instead of a throne, he has like a teeny tiny stool. Like he took it from the kitchen. Interesting. Wow, this deck is so amazing. I'm so excited to have it in my collection. It is certainly something different, a very unique deck. And now I wanted to talk about the poem. Here we have this unique poem on 2 cards, and what is amazing, the amazing Enrique Enriquez, who was my teacher, he's my sensei. I attended a course by him of reading cards. He actually translated this poem from 17th century French into English, and he very generously allowed it to be put on the Artisan Tarot's page. So I will read you the poem, in which all but 2 cards from the etudes are present. So we start here, and it says, I won't try to read 17th century French. I'm sorry. I don't even read modern French, so you must forgive me. But yeah, it says, Holy Father, grant me justice against this old man. So this is the hermit. And the fool and the juggler. So these 3. The lover of this lady, let it be shouted by the sound of the trumpet. Yeah, we're here. Trumpet, here. In all of the world. This is Le Monde. This is the world. By the Pope. Wait. Wrong order, sorry. By the Pope, Le Pape. La Papesse, so the Papesse. The Emperor. And the Imperatrice, so the horrifying Empress. Le Soleil, so the sun, and then we move to this card, La Lune, so the moon, and the stars. This is the lightning, so it says, oh yeah, and lastly the lightning. Dot. Taken by force, let him be hanged, pendu, and dragged, and this means the chariot, to the devil, diable. So isn't this interesting? Isn't it exciting? There is so much to think about, and I'm wondering why these 2 cards, even though they are in the deck, are not mentioned. I had this thought that maybe there is not, for this lady, it might not be the Temperance, but maybe Death, because it's female in French. I wonder what you think, and why is this not in the poem? But anyway, I love it so much that it is here and it got translated. this deck is, as I said, very unique, very original, at least from what we have preserved from the old times. And so lastly, just some technicalities. And this is how it fits in the pouch. Yeah, it's pretty snug in here. Wait a minute. Put it down to the bottom and squeeze. Okay, it looks really nice. And the pouch inside is the same, from the same material of the same color that you see here. So if you have a pouch, you will instantly know which deck this is because of this pattern. Well, it's the same as is on the Noble Tarot. However, the Noble is much smaller. See? Whoops. So, you wouldn't mix it up. I wanted to show you what the size of the deck is. So I have here the Jean de Dalle by Artisan Tarot, and it's exactly the same size. So it is on the larger side of the spectrum. Here I have the mass market CBD tarot by Vieville, and it's the same, as tall as the Vieville, but much narrower. So the cards are wider than your regular tarot deck. What else can I say? The finish is the staple of Artisan Tarot. So it's this linen finish. I don't know. Oh, now you should see it. And it feels so great in my hands. It shuffles like a dream. I really like the linen finish. So I might be shuffling these maybe through the shorter side. But yes, this is what I wanted to show you today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about this deck. Again, thank you to Artisan Tarot for sending me this review copy. And, oh look, it's the moon. Have a lovely day. It's the full moon today. Bye.